What's going on, Hurricanes fans? Dave Eversole with the Five Reasons Sports Network. Make sure to follow us at Five Reasons Canes on Twitter for everything Miami Hurricanes. Wanted to hop on real quick and give you 5 keys for the big matchup tomorrow night with number one Clemson on the road in prime time. First off, for the Miami Hurricanes, they need to be aggressive early. Whether they get the ball on offense or have to stop Clemson on defense, I think Miami needs to take a shot early and really set the tone. Clemson is going to score a lot of points. I think Miami has to come out on offense, especially, and really be aggressive and try to take a big shot down the field to stretch out that Clemson defense and hopefully open up the middle of the field for Brevin Jordan and Will Mallory as the game goes on. I think it's going to be an up-tempo, exciting offensive game. And for Miami to have a chance, they're going to need to hit some big plays as the game goes on. To balance that out, however, the Miami Hurricanes are also going to need to run the football against a stout Clemson run defense. Clemson has a lot of rotation players on the front seven, and they're always bringing players in to keep the defense fresh. I think Miami's going to have to lean on the running game a little bit as well in this one, just to soften up that front seven and try to open up some of the other things in the playbook, the RPO and the play action game for De'Aaron King and the offense. I think if the Hurricanes can establish some running game to balance the offense, it's going to slow them down a little bit on the Clemson sideline and keep the offense off the field so much. And I think that's going to be key for Miami to have some balance as this game goes on. For the Hurricanes to win, they're going to have to force at least one or two turnovers. Clemson is going to score a lot of points in this game, and I think for Miami to get the upset, they're going to have to force Clemson into a couple of mistakes. I think if Trevor Lawrence can get rattled and throw an interception early, it'll give Miami defense some confidence and set them up with good field position, perhaps, which will in turn help the offense. Because Clemson is a solid team, of course, on all sides of the ball and don't make a lot of mistakes. And Miami, on the other hand, has got to play a near perfect game. So for the Hurricanes to get the upset, they're going to need to have the turnover chain come out once or twice at least in this one. Another thing for the Hurricanes is discipline. In the last 2 games, they've been able to overcome double-digit penalties in both and get the victories, but they haven't played a team nearly to the caliber of Clemson. As I mentioned, the Hurricanes are going to have to play a near flawless game to get the victory, and I think for Miami to have a chance, they're going to have to come out focused with a good mental attitude and sharp mindset early. You can't make any mistakes and mental mistakes to give Clemson more opportunities, whether it's a penalty on defense to extend a drive or procedure penalty, et cetera, on offense to put yourself behind the chains and in a bad down and distance situation against an aggressive Clemson defense led by Brent Venables, who likes to come after the quarterback and create pressure. I think Miami has to be very focused and sharp and keep the penalties to a bare minimum. Last but not least, the rejuvenated Miami special teams, led by transfer kicker Jose Borregales, who's really established the Miami kicker position as not a weakness anymore. I think the Hurricanes in years past have left a lot of points on the field, and Manny Diaz hasn't really been confident to run the kicker out in those borderline distance situations, 45, 50 yards plus. Whereas Borregales, you can see the confidence in not only Manny Diaz, but the team, whereas they feel he's going to convert in those situations. And leaving those points in the field and setting the other team up with good field position on a miss is something you can't do against a team like Clemson. And also, I'm thinking a couple big plays on special teams in the return game are going to be necessary to at the least set them up with good field position. But if Miami can make a house call on a punt or kick return and score some unexpected points, it's only going to help the cause. Because to go toe-to-toe with Clemson, you're going to have to really play an A-plus game in all 3 phases. So look for these 5 keys for Miami to try to pull the upset on Saturday night. And stay tuned for the Six Ring Canes Network. We're going to have a pregame show at 7 o'clock Eastern previewing the big matchup tomorrow night with Clemson. Go Canes.